I'm so grateful to the Alliance Board President Donna Keating, and to CEO Mike Wassenaar for the incredible honor of receiving the Koning Stoney Award. Being in the same sentence with those two is rare air. I met Dirk in 1984 in Denver at what was then the NFLCP National Conference. Dirk saw things before anyone else did. Among many things, at a Northwest Regional Conference 1 a.m. brewpub conversation in Olympia, Washington, he voiced the idea that since so many of us receive a percentage of cable franchise fees for our operations, that we should commit a percentage of our budgets to fund the Alliance. That's the basis of the way we now fund the Alliance. We lost Dirk way too early. I met George 5 years earlier at the National Conference in Austin. Of all the amazing things that George did, and there were many, one of my favorite memories is a story from the 1970s. A magistrate in India made changes to law that put many women street vendors out of business. Women in India are often the sole source of their family's income. 4 women took matters into their own hands and made a videotape, probably using something like the Sony AV3400, explaining the importance of their work and the impact of the new law. The program was not fancy, was never shown on TV, and had an audience of 1, the magistrate. He watched, he changed his mind, he rescinded the law, and improved the lives of millions. Pretty big impact for a program with an audience of 1. I was an unlikely candidate for a career in community media, but I had opportunity. I was loved in the home in which justice, education, and the arts were important. Now, how's that for good fortune? My first generation off-the-farm parents were successful due to the hard work of their farming ancestors. All of their ancestors were small family farmers, and of the post-World War II GI Bill. I inherited that success. I dabbled in TV in the late 1960s to get out of study hall at my high school. I was a European history major in college, but switched because I found film and TV more interesting. A documentary film professor named Carl Lohman knew of my disdain for commercial TV and pointed me at public access television. I am so grateful. So now, the year 2020. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. I think Charles Dickens' words ring true today. I'm so disgusted that our progress on justice is so fragile. I'm so impressed with the energy now to right the wrongs. There is so much work to do, and we share a profession and movement that's right in the middle of it all. I was not the fastest out of the gate on justice issues, witness a 1968 Nixon-Agnew pin, but it was the civil rights activities of the 1960s and 70s, the leadership of Dr. King, the Selma to Montgomery March, that changed me for life about justice. And it was Jewel Ryan White, before, during, and after the founding of the Alliance EO Committee, that showed me that justice requires action, now, tomorrow, every day. It's justice that brings us together as an alliance, that keeps us working tirelessly to elevate the voices that otherwise are forgotten, to take on the Goliaths of communications, to rise like David and land the stone. What a career of privilege I've had, first learning this noble work with 11 years at Austin Community Television. For the next 31 years, I've worked with a great staff, board, and set of volunteers to provide a media voice in Salem, a state capital community of 250,000 people, but with no local broadcast TV. But enough talk. Let's watch some of our work in Salem.
Located in the largest state capital without a local commercial broadcast television network, Capital Community Television fills a gap rarely seen in today's media environment by providing information on current affairs and coverage of local events. In 2018, our staff and community producers created nearly 2,000 hours of programming, including extensive coverage of local high school and college sports, state music competitions, government meetings, local art and music, and various community events. CCTV offers a variety of youth media camps, organizes an annual film festival, and hosts a local art gallery to celebrate and promote the work being done in our community. We believe that everyone has a story to tell, and that we are here to help give the members of our community the skills and resources to share their story with the world.
This is the most recent program I worked on, Salem for Floyd. My favorite way to summarize my work at CCTV is this: my community is important. With the Alliance, I need a few more words. You are my family, and you mean everything to me. Thank you again.